Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, I'm KingNido and today we're coming from Goldenrod City where the guild are going up against the Ula macros, and that comatose Kamala is going to need to be more awake than it is because the guild have never defeated the macros, and the macros are going to want to be on a mission because they were knocked out very early in the leaders trials last season, whereas the guild didn't even make it into Victory Road, and they're going to have to deal with those heavy defenses of the steel types. So with that said, let us know in the comments below who you think is going to win this matchup. Will it be the normal types? Will it be the steel types? Let's go!
3, 2, 1, go!
And it is Hisui and Sligo joining Orthworm, who does go with that play nice onto Oinkalone that is going to lower that physical attack stat, but Oinkalone is going to respond with that bullet seed that is going to be heavily resisted by Orthworm here. It does practically nothing on the first two connections there, and it only is able to connect for 3 as well. They are going to need Kamala to actually wake up and do something, and it goes with the Imprison to start off. That is how you make a debut, because it is sealing the macros. They are going to need to take down Kamala as we see Orthworm starting to struggle here. It will get that recoil damage. However, Kamala is going to respond with the echoed voice onto Orthworm. Not very effective, and we have to imagine Kamala doesn't want to do too much. It wants to leave the macros to take themselves out, but that gunk shot from Oinkalone is going to do nothing because the macros are immune to poison type moves, as we see Sligo going for the struggle. It goes for Oinkalone though. That is the mistake that could be made, as Orthworm is going to continue to focusing on Kamala. The macros need to get Kamala off this field nice and early, as Oinkalone with the roleplay is going to take that sap sipper ability away from Sligo, so it is going to be immune to grass type moves, as the Mega Horn from Kamala is going to be avoided there. But there is Sligo still struggling on the field and still making the mistake of going for Oinkalone, as it does take that recoil damage. Orthworm is going to struggle going for Oinkalone as well, and it is put into knockout range with that recoil damage. And it's the Earthquake from Kamala that is going to activate that Earth Eater ability, restoring the health of Orthworm. But it is going to be super effective on Sligo. It gets a critical hit on its own teammate, putting Oinkalone into knockout range, but it gets that crucial elimination of Sligo. The parabolic charge from Oinkalone is not going to be enough to take out Orthworm, but Oinkalone will be able to restore some of the health that it lost, even taking some from Kamala. That must have been the trade-off between the two, as now coming out for the macros, it is going to be Metang as well, being left to struggle. But it is Orthworm putting Kamala into knockout range, but unfortunately in the process that recoil damage is going to take Orthworm out of this matchup. We do get the Hurricane from Kamala onto Metang, getting in some good damage for that not very effective move. Oinkalone looking to follow it up, going with the Bubble Beam here, getting some more good damage, and Metang is going to be left to struggle, but first it is going to chow down on its berry here as it restores its health with that citrus berry. However, with no moves left, it is left to struggle, but it does get that crucial elimination of Kamala. They have broken the imprisonment seal, as Metang does take that recoil damage that was offset by the citrus berry. It's Skarmory coming out for the Ula macros, who are still in this. It is Mousehold coming out for the Goldenrod Guild, who immediately goes with their super effective heat wave, and it eliminates Metang. It gets great damage there onto Skarmory, who's also going to restore its health, having its Enigma berry in this matchup. But this is the start the guild need. They are keeping on the offensive, preventing the macros from doing too much. It is the tackle by Skarmory in response onto Mousehold, as Oinkalone is going to go with the block, but you can never count out the steel types. They are at a 3-5 disadvantage, as now it is Bastiodon coming out for the macros. And how do you take down this Pokemon? Mousehold with the Mud Slap makes the mistake of going for the part flying type Skarmory, allowing Skarmory to respond by setting up the Cosmic Power. It is going to boost that physical and special defense here in this matchup. And it has that 140 base defense, as the Acrobatics from Oinkalone does practically nothing to Bastiodon, who goes for the Trop Kick onto Mousehold that is going to lower its attack in the process. Mousehold does respond with the Recover very intelligently, getting some health back that it just lost, and it should be able to get itself back to full strength in the process, as Skarmory goes with the Focused Blast, but it was not focusing enough, and this is going to allow Oinkalone to respond with the Poison Gas that again is not going to work on the Steel types, and we were talking about defenses before. Bastion 168 defense as it goes with the gyro ball to put Oinkologne into knockout range. The cross poison from Maushold. Again, they're making the mistakes here of going for these poison type moves as Skarmory looks to capitalize. It goes for the flame charge onto Maushold, getting some good damage there, and it is going to boost its own speed in the process. Oinkologne, who is an easy target, going for the Vice Grip on to Bastiodon, does practically nothing, and Bastiodon going with the Rock Smash to get the elimination in response. And I just don't know how the guild are meant to take down Bastiodon, as out comes Indeedee with that Psychic Surge ability. So the battlefield is going to get just a little bit weird as Skarmory is going with the foul play to get that super effective damage on the part Psychic type Maushold, though, with the Aeroblast onto Skarmory. Gets in some okay chip damage for a not very effective move. Indeedee looking to do its part, going for the Sludge Bomb. The guild have made another mistake with these poison type moves. This opens the door for Bastiodon to go for the final Gambit. And that is a very questionable play, because that is how Bastiodon gets taken down. It takes itself out of the matchup. It takes Indeedee with it. But it is going to be Chinchino coming out for the guild. It is going to be Klefki coming out for the macros. The macros only have 2 Pokemon remaining, and it's that Prankster Klefki going with the Fury Cutter. That is not going to work in this Psychic terrain, but the Roar from Skarmory is going to send Chinchino back to the bench and being dragged out. It is Staraptor making its debut here in the PokeType League VGC finally, and it's the Bolt Strike from Maushold, but it makes the mistake of going for Klefki. Still gets in some good damage, but you have to think it should have gone for the part Flying type Skarmory. Klefki looks to respond with the Frenzy Plant, but again, that Psychic terrain preventing Klefki from doing anything here, leaving Skarmory to have to do the Eerie Impulse onto Maushold, lowering that special attack a great deal. It is Maushold responding with the Aerial Ace, still trying to get in some damage, although not very effective onto Klefki. Staraptor with the Ice Punch onto its fellow Flying type here, getting in some chip damage as we get the Arm Thrust this time that is going to work from Klefki onto Staraptor. This multi-hit move, that Flying typing preventing it from being super effective here onto Staraptor. But Klefki is able to get 5 connections here on to the Flying normal type, who we said is finally making its debut. Skarmory with the Swagger onto Maushold. It is going to leave it confused, but first it greatly boosts that physical attack, and we do not want to see Maushold start doing damage to itself. That would be very horrible to see in a public setting or period. As we do get Maushold shaking off that confusion, it is able to go for the spin out. It is going to cut into its speed to get in some more chip damage here on to Skarmory, and there it is, that speed stat being lowered as Staraptor is going to go with the Wrap onto Skarmory. Very minimal damage. It didn't even look like it did anything there, but it will be doing that passive damage that actually does more damage, putting Skarmory into knockout range as Klefki is going to go for the Mist, shrouding the Ulula macros in that mist here as Skarmory will look to follow it up. It is going to go for the Ingrain, so it is going to plant those roots, trying to restore that much needed health to try and offset the Wrap from Staraptor, who is going to go for the Guard Swap onto onto Skarmory here, switching the changes between the two's defense and special defense stats, as again Maushold needs to shake off this confusion, and this is a terrible sight because it does do damage to itself as Skarmory is having its health restored by those planted roots, but the Wrap is offsetting that, and it looks like it may have done more damage than what the Ingrain was able to restore. As that terrain disappears from the field, the Hurricane is avoided by Klefki going for that move. Skarmory, though, looking to do its part, goes for the Tri-Attack, getting some good damage there onto Maushold, who is going to chow down on its berry, restoring its health here thanks to that Citrus Berry. And it is Staraptor following up, once again setting up the Psychic terrain on the field. The Golden Road Guild wanting to keep that in play here against the macros, as they still have the 3-2 advantage. This is very impressive by the guild, but Maushold, unable to shake off that confusion, does more damage to itself, and the macros could capitalize here as Skarmory has its health restored. It needs to hang on though, because that Wrap is going to come into play. Skarmory needs to hang on, but it is unable to. It has been eliminated. Klefki is all by itself. It has 3 normal types to contend with, as it is going to go for the super effective Shockwave onto Staraptor. Gets in some great damage, and that is what Klefki needs to do, but Staraptor is going to chow down on that Enigma Berry, also restoring its health here, trying to offset what Klefki just did. Staraptor with the Shell Sidearm, again another poison type move from the guild. They need to stop going for those, that is very risky, as Maushold needs to continue to shake off this confusion, and this time it is successful with the Cotton Spore, but that is not going to work thanks to being protected by the Mist. Klefki with the Steel Wing, getting in some more good damage there onto Staraptor, who does respond with the Withdraw. This is going to boost its defenses here, but they just need to get that single elimination. And it is the Worry Seed from Maushold that is going to get that Prankster ability off of Klefki, give it that Insomnia ability and keep it up all night as the guild look to take down the macros. The Spatial Render is not going to work because Klefki is a part Fairy type. This allows Klefki to go for the Guillotine, and it connects with the Old Call to take down the Mausholds. That is a terrifying sight as it does connect with that Guillotine onto the Mausholds. Now it is a 2v1 battle. We know that Chinchino is going to be returning to the field as that Mist is no longer going to protect Klefki here. There's Chinchino, and immediately it goes with the Acrobatics, getting in some chip damage here onto Klefki. Staraptor looking to follow it up. It does go and set up the Sunny Day. That sunlight is going to get very harsh. We will see if we can get a fire type move, but first Klefki with the quick attack, getting some good damage there onto Chinchino, and that weirdness is finally going to disappear from the field as Chinchino goes with the Expanding Force onto Klefki. That is resisted though. Staraptor looking to do its part, comes in with the Poison Gas. What are the guild thinking? They're in control, but Klefki looking to capitalize, goes for the coil, not going for an elimination. Instead it is going to boost that physical attack and physical defense, but it opens the door for Chinchino. Even if it's boosted its accuracy, Chinchino is going to go with the Fire Punch, and it gets the elimination with the super effective move. And the Goldenrod Guild have taken down the Ula macros. This is what the guild need to start off their season. They were so close to taking down top sides last season, and that's how they have started. And next round they are going up against the Anastar Galaxy, but unbelievably, the macros have lost their first game for the season, but they are going up against the Montana Vera Sylphs next round, and I cannot wait for that one. But with that said, Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field, and if you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, share, subscribe, but more importantly, always remember, you are awesome, and I'll see you when you see me.